Hi, my name is Shane. Thanks for joining me today. We are going to talk about camera angles and the drum set. Pretty standard for stuff like this these days is the GoPro. I have 4 of them. I have the Hero3 Silvers. I use those in a horizontal format. I also have 3 Sony Bloggies along with the GoPros. Those are 1080 HD cameras. And the Bloggies I use in a vertical format, and I use those off to the sides of the frame to fill in some of the dead space. So I'm going to go around and show you the camera angles I like on the kit. I'll play a little bit. Then at the end, I'll play over a loop and splice all the camera angles together, and you'll see how that works out. So check it out. All right, camera angle number 1 is just over my left shoulder. If you have only one camera, this is where I would put it. It gives you a view of the entire kit. You can see everything. You want to make sure it's forward enough that you can still see your right hand on the ride cymbal. You don't want to cut off your head. You see I have a little bit of room above my head. And you also don't want to cut off yourself just at the feet. So you'll see my cutoff is somewhere in my thigh area. You can't see the kick drum from this position, but you can see everything else. So this is a really good basic spot. Check out how this looks. All right, my second angle is right in front of the kit. You will see that I have this camera high enough that you can see basically everything. You can see all the drums, all the cymbals. Nothing will kill a drum video quicker than a camera out front that is so low that you can't even see, hands. If we're in this area, you wouldn't be able to tell what's going on. I like to show as much of the kit as I can in each angle. So this front one's really good. I could put it off over here to the left, to the right of me, and also get a good shot, but straight on is the way I like this. So here's how this one looks. All right, my third angle is, of course, over to the right. I use this one a lot when I'm playing a lot of ride cymbal on a tune. Make sure you show the bell in there so you can get the entire thing. Probably got about 2/3 of the cymbal there. You can't see your left hand really well here, but with a good angle across, you can see everything that's going on. So check this right camera angle out. All right, one of the funnest angles on the kit is, of course, the overhead, because you can see absolutely everything. I angle this so I can see just a little bit of the top of my head and just the fronts of these cymbals. And, of course, this is the first one where you can see the kick right in the main frame. So this is a really valuable camera angle. If I only had 2 cameras, I would probably use the left and the overhead only. So check this one out. All right, now we get to the Sony Bloggies. These cameras actually work very well in the horizontal position. I use them vertically. That way, with all the dead space that you saw in some of those GoPro shots, I move those over to the side and fit them in frame. The thing with the GoPros is that if you look at the very edges of the frame, they're really fish-eyed. So straight lines there tend to bend around the corners. It's really prevalent here on this front camera. If you look at the chalkboard behind me, that is a straight line in real life. So you can see how that kind of bends off at the edges. So you don't want to put anything really important at the edges of the frames. So back to the vertical Bloggie. I put one over to the left, and I split this with the GoPro on my right. Gives it a really cool angle. So check this one out. All right, I set up another Bloggie off to my right-hand side. I use this one for ride cymbal patterns, or when I want to get in a really close detail on my right hand. And I usually split this one with the overhead, actually. So we're going to go overhead, right-hand side Bloggie. See how that looks. All right, with my third Bloggie, I put that guy right on the kick. Here it is down here. I think it's very important in a drum cover video to be able to see what you're doing with your with the feet. I have seen a lot of videos of guys that are just playing monster, crazy, cool stuff with their foot, and you can't see any of it. So it's not that hard to actually just throw a cheaper camera down on your kick and put that in a frame situation. I like using the kick with my back left and my front, because those are the two where I can't really see my legs at all. You can use it with any of them, but that's where I tend to use it most often. So we're going to try the kick with back left and the front view. All right, so there you have all the camera angles that I like to use on my drum set. Left, front, right, overhead, vertical left, vertical right, and the kick. So what I'm going to do now is throw on a bass loop that I have. I'm going to play through that. It's about a 3-minute song, and I will show you how I mix the different camera angles. I tend to like to switch frames right after a downbeat, so I'll hit a crash. Then a few frames later, I'll switch to another view. I do a lot of picture-in-picture stuff. I'll split the right-hand side or the left-hand side of the frame into 2 views, and I'll do like a left front overhead or a right front overhead. It's there's tons of different things you can do. You can make a really boring song pretty interesting by shifting the camera angles around. So check this out. Bass loop by Frank It, incredibly awesome bass player. So I'm going to play that and show you the different angles and how they work out. So thanks for joining me. Take care. So there they are, my favorite camera angles around the drum set using the GoPro. You can use about any 1080 or 720 high definition camera to get some really good results. Make sure if you record a video that you put the camera in a spot where people can see what you're doing. Nothing will ruin a great performance quicker than not being able to tell what's going on. So once again, I'm Shane. Thanks for hanging out with me. Make sure you check out my cover videos, some of my other reviews, and have a nice day.